myself. Wow, this is cool.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. It's your favorite. I don't know what's going on with my camera or something tapping out. But it's all good. Hopefully y'all can hear me.
It's a little bit
On the airways. Do you hear me in your headset?
I do, but then I hear a little bit
Static?
Yeah.
Me too. I don't know what's happening to Ken. It sounds like staticky. Okay, no. Still giving like a static feedback. Maybe it's just the headset. No, but it's coming through. I don't know. How do I sound on YouTube, Ken?
Staticky.
Yeah. Here, listen to it. Testing. That's why he's my engineer. That guy, man, listen. Let's start over, huh? Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. It is your favorite yoga soldier, a.k.a. the Yoga Broad, a.k.a. your favorite friend clapper, Nelly Yoga in the building. And I'm here with my sis,
KD, you all
KD in the building. And it is the Think Outside the Box podcast powered by none other than Glockware Radio. Good morning, y'all. We have a special guest with us this morning. We got Shellyano in the building this morning. Like, it's a great day. Hey, sis.
Hey, good morning. I'm
You
over
know,
here.
always
I'm
gotta
having
act
all
like
kinds of
you just
technical
having a hard time.
difficulties this morning.
It's okay.
My mic is a
Your
little
mic
low.
is a little low.
Yeah. Hold on here. We're going to get it up. You know what?
I mean, it's picking you up nicely.
Okay, good. As long as you can
I can
hear
hear
me.
you just fine. I can hear you
Long
just
as you can
fine.
hear me.
Why
Good
don't you-
morning, everyone.
So, Deej invited our special guest to Glockware. So, why don't you do the introductions, Auntie?
So today we have a special guest, and this young lady is with an insurance company that I'm recently joining, and I would like to let her introduce herself. She will be here to talk about finances, and this is something that our community is so far behind and lacking in. You know, having trust, knowing what these type of things are, having all different types of life insurances, and there are many types of insurances, and we haven't always been privy to know about them or understand how they work. And so this young lady is here today to help us and explain some of these things much better than I can, because she teaches me a lot when I'm listening to her. So I'll let her introduce herself.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm
you.
excited
You're
to
welcome.
spread the financial literacy awareness here. Thank you for having me here, Khadija. So yes, a little bit about me. I have been in the financial field for 14 years now.
What's your name?
Oh yeah, my name's Chen Ping Wu.
And can you say your name again so they can hear it?
Chen Ping Wu.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, I've been in the industry for 14 years. Originally was going for psychology, neuroscience, working in research labs.
Okay.
Never thought about doing business or finance. However, you know, at that time I was working hard, making money, and math was not adding up. How the heck I was still paycheck to paycheck? So I started having curiosity in learning how money works. I went to traditional banks and financial institutions. I was very quickly turned away. The banks look at me, oh, you look young and broke. Sorry, there's not much for you. The traditional industry focus on people who have a lot of money or have very good income. But what about everyday people like you and me? We all didn't have a lot. It's like catch 22. You know, a lot of people get started with no credit score or minimal. And how are you able to acquire houses, homes, if you needed time to build it up? So that's where we started learning that, you know what, there's got to be a better solution.
Yeah.
And very fortunately, a friend of mine asked if I want to learn about about how money works. And that's how I got started with World System Builder, World Financial Group. And I realized the platform is amazing because we focus on financial literacy.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got started.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That is so awesome. Like, well, so we did skip a little portion of how we begin our show. So I just want you to know how we really, start our show every Wednesday, just so you can calm your mind if you are feeling a little nervous. So I would like for you to soften your gaze and allow your eyes to come to a gentle close. If you're driving, just focus on your destination. Take a nice, deep, cleansing, healing breath in through your nostrils. As you exhale, allow the air to exit the body and cross the lips. Take another deep, cleansing, healing breath in through the nose. As you exhale, release anything from the mind, body, and spirit that is taking up space and serves no purpose here. Slowly come back into awareness. And yeah, let's dive into this.
Yes.
So I love that. I love starting the show that way. It just like kind of just releases whatever you might have carried in here with you. So it is definitely a pleasure and an honor to have you. Insurance is something that I myself do not have. So I'm very interested. My sis is always like, oh, don't worry. Soon as you're ready, we're going to do this, and this is how you're going to do it. And I'm very curious about, the benefits of having different types of insurance. Some people think that, life insurance, I guess, is only for when you die, but I was learning from my sis that that's not the case. So give me all your knowledge. I'm here to soak it up.
Sure. So insurance is part of financial planning. It's one of the fundamentals. Why is that? Because as we're building wealth, you all have to think when everybody start out no money pretty much, right? Unless you're silver spoon, second generation, you got some money. But if we're talking about everybody starting out almost the same, we don't have a lot of money. So it takes time for all of us to build wealth. Well, insurance is a great financial tool where it helps us buy time and buy money with great leverage from insurance companies. What that means is that, right now I may not have the money, but if I'm putting away $10 a month or $50 a month or $100, depending on the type, but just as little money that you're putting away, you're buying protection. In case you cannot work, you're protected. In case you're disabled, you could have protection. In case you're long-term care, you could have protection. And if you were sick, if you cannot work because of illness, well, do you think the money in your bank account is enough to cover you for X amount of time? Right?
No.
Do you think that like your young kids or your the new house that you just acquired, that you're normally paying mortgage on, will it be paid while you cannot deliver these checks on time, these bills on time? And that's where insurance comes in. Like I said, it's one of the fundamentals, and we have more, but there are many types.
So Ching Ping, most of us aren't, well, I am because I'm an agent, but many of us in our community are not aware of long-term insurance and the benefits of it. Right. Can you go into what long-term insurance is, how you acquire it, and how it has an attached death benefit to it as well?
Sure. Well, before I get started, let me just maybe share with you a little bit about the two biggest types of insurance.
Okay.
One is term. Term is what we call temporary. Term insurance, like temporary. It's really like renting a house. You put money in for, a month. It covers you for a month, pretty much, very similarly. So the way term insurance work is that they cover you for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, depending on whatever you pick. Right. If you locked in on 20 years, of course, 20 years premium is going to be more than 5 years premium. Right? But term is the most affordable insurance for someone who feels like, what, I am burdened. I just started a family. I just started, inquiring. I just got a house. I got a lot of bills, but I need proper protection. That is a perfect start to have a term insurance. It could be as little as $1 a day. Okay? Nowadays people get a drink, sodas or coffee, bagels. It's already X amount of dollars. I'm sure it's just more like prioritizing your money. And then we have permanent insurance, which is more like, a home that you bought, right? Now, this money that you put in, of course, is going to be more than, your monthly premiums with a term, because now you're putting more money in, but the additional money that it does is supposed to generate wealth, an account that grows money with good returns. And for X amount, like, depending on how you strategize it, it could be funding for like 20 years. After 20 years, you don't have to fund anymore. It will autopilot itself. Because the returns from the performance of the account will fund the premium, and it lasts until like age 121. So we have term, and then we have permanent. Whenever you guys are ready, then we'll talk about living benefits.
Right. I really am learning a lot through Khadija just in terms of the benefits of having these different types of insurance because honestly, like I never felt like insurance was like worth it. It's like, well, I've watched people, I guess there's a thing where you can outlive the policy, and then now it's really like nothing, it's not worth, it doesn't hold its value. So, like, tell me a little bit about that. Like, because I've seen that happen to some of my elderly relatives where they outlived their insurance.
Yep, and that is one of the number one. I believe that's actually one of the number one issues that most people don't know of. A lot of people, when they think about insurance, like you said, you're gonna outlive that policy, and also very commonly people go through workforce. The companies, they only offer you term because it's the most affordable way to offer protection, and they get some tax deduction. So yeah, go with it. And a lot of times people tells me, you know what? I already have insurance. I don't need additional. But a lot of people don't know. This insurance will expire the moment you leave the job.
Exactly.
Right? And think about it. You're at your youngest right now. You're healthiest right now. Like, you spend the entire time with your job believing you got insurance. And when the moment you leave and you're older, you're not the same health anymore.
Yes.
When you wanted a policy, it costs much more. And you're like, you know what? It may not, this is not the right fit. Whereas imagine you have started out right, understanding how policies work. You got a permanent policy and it's already on autopilot all these years you work on it. So just an example, my own personal account, when I first started out, I didn't have a lot of money, right? I want to focus on saving money. So what I did was saving as little as $7 a day. I didn't have a lot, but I just want to save $7 a day, right? And then later on, I started making more money, and a good thing, I started learning good habits about if you're making more, you should be saving more. So I save a little bit more anyways. Long story short, I started with $7 a day. Later on, I started making good money. I was able to, I was compressing time. So total amount of money I put in was $31,000. I haven't funded in this policy for the last 12 years. Actually, sorry, no. It's this is actually 9 years.
Okay.
I haven't funded into this policy for the last 9 years. Now it's automatically earning returns, and then it's funding my policy. It would run to age 121. Matter of fact, when I'm 65, I'm able to take out $17,000 every year for my retirement tax free. And that's just one of them. This is just one of the strategies, right? That's why I said it's very important to learn how it works. Of course, learn with work with a professional, because nowadays, we're at an era where anybody could share something on YouTube, TikTok. The other question is, are they professionals? Do they know these policies in and out? Are they proper to share this information?
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
I know that a lot of us in our community, most of us never think about being insurance agents. People ask me why I wanted to be an insurance agent. And it was one because actually I didn't really want to be an insurance agent as so much as I wanted to be a stockbroker, because I was very interested in the stock market and how it works. But I was offered a chance to sell insurance, and I'm like, I don't know. And they were like, well, if you want to be a stockbroker, you probably need to do that first. And when I did it, I started learning so much about insurance. And it took me back to my own experience where when my grandmother passed, I can remember her paying for insurance every single month. And when she died, she only had like $3,000. And I added up because I was 16, so I'm in school, and I'm like, wait a minute, how much did she pay? And I'm like, okay, so she paid more out in this policy than she received from this policy. And it just didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand, like, how could that be? Like, how is it that those residual monies, from after that $3,000 was paid, how is it that it was not hers. It didn't. I couldn't understand that. And so when I learned about insurance, that's when I learned about the different policies, and I also learned about some discrimination during those times where they were not allowed. African Americans were not allowed to have term life insurance. It literally was against the law.
I never knew
I
that.
learned this when I worked at Primerica.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
And they don't say it out loud. There's a lot of things that in our community we're not privy to. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's really a deep story on how we were allowed to sell term and how some term insurance companies started. I don't want to get in that, but it was really tough because a lot of agencies did not want people to have term insurance because it was just like, no, because they might pay out. What if this person dies? It's going to pay out. So it was kind of like that in the beginning. So it made me very interested in wanting to learn money. But then I started hearing about other things like IULs, and then I started seeing like people on the internet like you can bank now. I'm not going to give you my money to start a bank, but now it piqued my interest because how is this? And I can remember when I was working as a receptionist at Global Leadership, the guys who came in and did our finances and our insurances and everything, they were African American gentlemen. They had their own finance company, and they were telling us about insurance, and they were the first ones that said to me like, you don't just buy insurance to bury for a funeral. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, you buy insurance so you can create wealth for your family. And I had never ever heard that in my life. And I'm like, well, how do you do that? And he's like, well, you buy a policy based on this, and then when you go, your children have this, and you set it up a certain way. And I was like so intrigued. And I was like, wow. Because I always do math. I'm always like mathing in my head, how I can do things, how I can make money expand. So just me personally, because I myself ended up being one of those people who was not diligent in paying my insurance bill. And when I left the job, as Ching Ping said, I did not go out and immediately, try to recoup insurance and things like that. And then I ended up getting sick where I never thought I would get sick. And now it's like insurance really, and if I get it, it's definitely going to be expensive. And so for me, my goal is to share this with people. And when you're young, and if you're healthy, even when you're 45, 50 and you're healthy, get yourself some life insurance.
Did you find it difficult to like explain this to Black people?
I do. Unfortunately, I do. Because unfortunately for us, as much money as we spend on things, we don't have the financial intelligence. And not all of us, because it's getting better. It's getting better. I hear more people want to call me and say, "What about trust?" And I don't have a lot of knowledge about that, so I wouldn't just sit and talk to them. I have Ching Ping or someone else from the agency sit with me with my client to explain this, because now because of social media, so much more information is out there, and people are wanting to know, and people are understanding. Oh, when I retire, this 401k is only going to be this amount. You know what I mean? What am I going to do then? So for me, it's my goal to educate our community. You can take $20, maybe $50, $100, and finance your future and a future for yourself and your family. And it doesn't have to cost that much, because we buy pocketbooks and we buy Jordans and we buy these things, and it's not to get down on anyone, because I like nice stuff too. But I also understand from my own not being diligent in my own financial life. You understand what I'm saying? And not trying to seek out more when I did know. Because one thing I did was I did learn. Some people did tell me, but I still didn't like run out and try to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So now that I'm in this position where I can do it, I'm really interested in, teaching all of you guys, everyone here at the studio, especially the young guys, that you guys are out there in your careers, you're making money doing your music, you should be financing your career, because if you're independent artists, you have nothing there to fall back on. And if you get yourself in position and you pay $100 a month and you set yourself up and you set your children up, because we have some great young fathers that come through this studio, and you want to set your fathers, period. You want to set your family up so that if something were to happen to you, you would not have to think twice about what's going to happen with your children financially after you're going in. So that's my goal.
So my question to you, Shane, is a person like myself who doesn't have insurance, doesn't know the first thing first, where should I start? What type of things do I have to consider as far as my family dynamic when choosing insurance? What is the best route to take for a person that's just new to it?
I would say for me, normally the way I do my appointments, I normally spend good 20 to 30 minutes really understand you, your needs, and we even have a personal financial needs strategy going exactly where you're currently at, what are some of your goals, what is most important to you. And then as we get to know where you're at, what your whys are, then we'll reverse engineer and crank into the numbers. And I agree with Khadija that I do notice, I've been here for 14 years. I work with very diverse group of ethnicities, including the Black community as well. And I do notice that there is a lack of education, but that's not all of it. It's not the only thing. And that's the reason why our goal is to help 30 million families by 2030. And we have a national website, which is worldsystembuilder.com, where we actually have a calendar of workshops every day, Monday through Friday. And people could hopping on to learn about building on wealth, how to get rid of your debt, understanding long-term goals, fulfilling them, what is Social Security. We go in depth about it, and you can learn it as many times as you want. It's complimentary, and all the professionals who are instructors are licensed professionals. They know this information in and out, and they're not just insurance agents, they're also financial professionals, because our goal has been we provide the education and we provide holistic approach. So another thing is that at the end of the day, think about it. Who do you trust your money with the most?
Me.
At the end of the day, it's really ourselves. Is that right? Well, most of us are trusting money with ourselves, and yet are we financially educated? And that's where our mission is. You know what? It's not about relying on a financial professional. I'm more than happy to sit down with you to guide you with the tools because I'm licensed and I'm able to. But then we also want to equip you with the background education so you know why you're doing it. But in a long story short, it is about building habits, good discipline, and focus. Because what I notice is that people regularly loses sight of focus. And that's also one of the reasons why, I love some of the solutions matched up. There's bank accounts, money in and out every single day. You see it, you touch it, it's gone.
Yes.
That was me.
Yes.
I was making money, and yet I was still paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because I see the money, I want to use it.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
And then later on, I started focused. Gratefully, I was introduced. Well, there's something called everyday accounts like your bank account, but then we are building wealth for the longer period.
Right.
Well, when we are building for longer period, such as 401k, for example, it's meant for retirement. It's not meant for you to touch it until 59 and a half when you retire, when you start taking money out. And there are other financial instruments out there as well where it's meant for a longer period, but not as long as 401k, so you could get a little bit more flexibility, correct? But then that was one of the solutions I started out with. $200 a month, right? $7 a day, right? With as little as that, I started building that habit, right? That discipline. I know I see it, but I cannot touch it. Now I'm building that habit. And I'm going to tell you, when we're talking about building a new habit, the first 3 months was not easy.
Okay,
That
that was
feeling-
going to be my next question.
That
Like,
feeling.
I know it has to feel like a feeling of
Oh,
withdrawal or something.
yes. Yes, that feeling. Because
Mm-hmm.
back in the days, it would have been, I have money, call some friends, let's go out to eat, I treat you here and there.
Mhm.
And then it's gonna be, oh, for me it was bubble tea. You know, Chinatown bubble tea, okay? You guys might be coffee, soda, whatever. For me, I'm just sharing with
That
you.
bubble tea is
That was me. So any money I see that's readily available, oh, you know what? It's bubble tea. So when I started saving, when I started building a new habit of saving $7 a day, 200 a month, it's been, oh, no more bubble tea or not as much. Do you think your body gonna go through a withdrawal system?
Yes.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm so glad I went through that first 3 months, and then it started getting better. I was able to start with 7, then we did 10, 15, 20. We started doing much more. Now we're saving a very good decent amount, and we don't feel anything. It's like
Right.
just regular. Can you imagine? And then I'm like thinking back, oh my God, I still remember that withdrawal system.
It's humbling.
I still feel it. I still feel it. But I'm very grateful. If I didn't start something, like for me at that time, $7 a day, I wouldn't be where I am. So, you know, and don't even be intimidated, even if you can't do $7 a day. We could work with something. My little sister, you know, she was 16. They both started working, and they came to me for financial advice. I told them the same thing. Listen, you make some money. I'm okay with you spending, but you cannot spend all of it.
Right.
And you're gonna start building some emergency fund. Get this. Emergencies only happen to those who
Who
have
don't have no
no
money.
emergency fund.
Exactly.
There's no money.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
That is so true.
Is that right?
How you know
it
me?
seems that way. It
How you know
really
me, Jen?
does.
Huh? You acting like
Because
you know my
we-
whole story.
Because
Yeah.
we need to start building better financial
Yeah.
habits.
Mhm.
You know, buy the books of what we encourage people. You should start saving 6 months of emergency income.
Yes.
If you're making $10,000 a month, you should have 60,000. I mean, 60,000, yes, a month. If you're making 5,000, you should have 30,000 a month in emergency fund. If you're making 1,000, you should have 6,000, because in case something happens, you're not gonna go through stress, all of that. It's about the habits that we're gonna start building. But I'm very proud of my siblings. I'm grateful, because if it wasn't because of this platform, I was able to learn and really help a lot of people around me. And then now I'm excited for this, because I actually grew up in this neighborhood.
Right.
My parents have a restaurant, Happy Garden, in Broad and Olney.
Okay.
We had it for like 20 plus years. My uncle's restaurant is right around the corner, actually.
Wow.
Wow.
And you know, I feel like I'm always part of the family,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it does break my heart a lot of times when I work with families in this community, and it is tough to get them break that habit.
Right.
And but I'm excited, because I know through Khadija and through you, we're gonna start building good habits. We're
Yeah.
gonna start building
Absolutely.
new focus, and it does start with one.
Yes.
It
Only
just takes
Yeah.
one candle to light up the whole room. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. That is so.
Yes.
Put it on a shirt.
Yes. Put it on a shirt.
Yes.
So, Ching Ping, you have some material here.
yes.
So, would you like to explain some of the things that you have
Yes.
here to the audience?
Yes. Well, we have, like I said, we have the this is some materials that we're currently using through education. You know, financial education no longer is you taking your time to walk into a bank or a financial institution. Financial education could be, you know, you clicking onto the website worldsystembuilder.com and registering yourself for a workshop, right? It should be, hey, you know what? I want to host a party for financial literacy, and you could be calling me, you could be calling Khadija, you could calling our team, and we will come to do a financial workshop at your home.
I'm glad you said that, because that was going to be another question.
Well, that's something we have been doing, because and there's a whole workshop series. We've been involved with schools, high schools, libraries. We actually do twice a month at the Central Library of Philadelphia. And of course, in terms of our goal is to train more licensed professionals, so that way we have more presenters who are knowledgeable and who can do more presentations throughout different networks, communities. It's gonna be like all of us helping each other out together.
Yeah.
So workshop is one. There's also a book called Saving Your Future. I would say this is a phenomenal book because it gives you a lot about how finances work. What is rule of 72? Right. What is X curve? How do you determine what is the right proper insurance amount? What is Medicare? All of that is in this small book. And for years, I think that most people know financial books are very hard to understand. Not when you read this book and then you have a good grasp and then you're like, you know what, you can do well financially. Right. And then there's also a book called the Financial Pocket Knife by James Stoddard. Stoddard, I guess that's his name. In this book, it talks about, what are some wealthy people are really doing with their wealth. A good chunk of it, they use this called the financial pocket knife. If we were to think about, if I were to get started building my wealth, what is one thing that could help me in many ways? And it happens to be the Index Universal Life with living benefits, such as, critical illness, chronic illness, all of that. And in this book, it goes very deep details in terms why. So in a way, like I said, if you're just getting started, you could save within your means and start building your wealth. And of course, the goal is to start saving more. But there's a lot of great literature out there. I would say definitely our goal is to create that awareness and help more people.
I definitely want to be a part of what you got going on. I would love to host a workshop. Deej knows I have a space in West Philly. I think that's a huge area that's a nice space for a workshop. People need to be educated. There are a lot of homeowners and families in the Southwest and West Philly area. So yeah, I'm excited about doing a workshop for sure. Yes. I'm all about spreading the word and educating people and putting them on the right path. And I need the education myself.
Absolutely.
I need the education myself. So I definitely appreciate you coming through and letting the people know about life insurance or different insurance and investing in financial literacy. How can people reach out to you, get in contact with you?
Okay, well, we have many addresses. We have a couple office locations. But I would say the easiest way is just connect me through my email, talk2chenping@gmail.com. Talk is TALK, number 2, CHEN, PS Paul, ING, @gmail.com. And then you just, share with us how you were connected. It could be with the podcast. So that way we know it's all coming from the network of Miss Khadija and also Nelly here. So that way we know if this is where it's coming from, and then we want to give proper feedback. And also as you're hearing it, we of course want to provide the resources to you as well. Or just connect with Nelly. Yeah. And then Nelly will, find us, connect with Khadija, and then they will find us. At the end of the day, it's all about, us helping the community together.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, Chenping, I am so honored to have had you. I thank you so much for coming on our platform and sharing this information with our community. This will not be the last of seeing this young lady, I'm sure. I will be definitely setting some workshops up soon. So I'm trying to host one for September and October, but I got a little something I got to do first, and then once I get that done, I'll definitely be setting up my dates for my workshop. So you definitely will be seeing Chenping. And once again, thank you so much for coming.
Now you can stay. You don't have to leave if you want to. And you're welcome. See how we get down on Think Outside the Box. We like to talk about current events and things going on our weekend, and just let our little personalities and characters shine through. So we're not kicking you out.
No, we're not kicking you out. You can stay.
Well, before I'll just listen to you guys, but before I go, I do want to let everybody know, because earlier Khadija was sharing with us that why the financial industry. I think that the financial industry is so big. And it's not just insurance. There's more to it than just insurance. And if you really study the numbers now, every day more than 11,000 people are retiring, turning age of 65.
Yes.
And every day there are the people who have money because they work all their years. Some have good money for retirement, some may not, but you know what? They got money.
Yes.
Okay? But now they have money. The very unfortunate part is they don't know who to talk to. And not only that, we're going through a huge deficit.
Decline. I don't even know why that's red. Yeah, decline.
We're going through a huge deficit right now. The national average age of a financial professional is at 50 some years old. What that means is that we're going through a huge demand and very low supply.
Right.
That's why we're working hard to building and training new blood into our industry. So some of you guys are like, hey, I'm interested to learn. We welcome you to come onto the platform to learn about how money works for yourself. But if you guys are like, hey, I want to be part of this community, I want to be part of this community where I can offer the help as you learn this, then you can also reach out to us so that way we can help you to explore this new industry. A lot of people on my team actually started on a part-time basis, and then many of them go full-time after they were able to replace their current job to, and then they went full-time. So I just want to make sure this is a great field, and there's so much to learn. My goodness, when you see how people grow their money, and when you started like seeing how wealthy people started doing more and how they magnify money, you will understand how exciting this world is.
All right, I'm gonna
And
start
the thing is with
educate
that's the
myself so I
one
can
thing
sell some
that
stuff.
that you said. I was remember sitting there talking to some millionaires, right? And they were not born with a silver spoon. They were like broke, flat broke, homeless, sleeping in their vans and everything. And I just remember having a conversation with these gentlemen. They were giving me so much information, and I was just so mad at myself when I sat and listened to them, because I had blown thousands of dollars that I had received from like case money and annuities.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting here like listening to them how they struggled and scratched and saved 10 and saved 20 and did this. And I wasn't mad at myself. I was like, dang, I wish I had known that when I had that money. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have done this and I would have done that. And so it's just to know that it does not take a lot to change your future. But what it does take, and I speak this to myself first, is discipline. It's going to take discipline and just seeing into the future, because I can't believe I'm the age I am that fast. I mean, I look back and I'm just like, wow. And if I had to just started saving, my dad gave me a book one time. He sent me my dad was the person who, he gave us information, but he talked at us. He was in the military, so he would send us books. He sent me and my sister this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And the richest man in Babylon, he started out poor, and he would get teased and ridiculed, and all the people in the village hated him, and blah, 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 blah. And he saved a little, and he saved a little, and he saved a little. And he did all of these things. He ended up being the richest man in Babylon. Now, mind you, when my dad sent me that book, I was like, just turned 21. I'm not partying. I'm not thinking about no richest man in Babylon. But what I do know is, had my dad called me and said, send me $20, I would have sent it. You understand what I'm saying? Because he would have, you're going to do this. And so what I know is, we cannot just speak to, we have to see that people are actually doing it. We can't force them. But I feel like if he would have just said, send me $20, you know what I'm saying?
Followers. I believe that people are followers when they sometimes have to see it to believe it. So like Chen said, it takes one. Once somebody sees you doing it and actually benefiting off of what you're teaching and telling and speaking of, then people are going, okay, where do I sign up and how do I, because now I want what you have going on.
Absolutely.
If they can't see it, they're not going to believe in it. So, that's the importance of even you being a licensed agent and going after this and teaching me about it. It's like, that's how you do it. Some people are going to be closed-minded, but some people are not. Some people know that you have their best interest.
Absolutely.
So even if they don't quite believe in what you're saying, they're at least going to hear what you're saying and sit back and watch.
And the
you know.
results will speak for
Absolutely.
themselves.
Absolutely.
And sit back and watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So listen, I'm fired up. I definitely am going to set some goals for myself to be more disciplined, to be more mindful of my spending habits, because it just feels so good. It's euphoric when you go and buy yourself new things, and it's like, if COVID didn't teach us nothing, it definitely taught us how to live within our means and minimalize.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're out of the pandemic per se, it's like we went right back to just overspending and doing, frivolous things. So I appreciate the education on this, Chen. I appreciate you coming, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get into the financial realm. I've always been intrigued by it, like Dee said, with the stocks and stuff like that, and Forex and all of that. I always wanted to learn more because I know that that's where financial security and generational wealth lies.
We're excited.
Having financial
Yes,
financial knowledge. But
and one other thing before you go into that,
gotta go into this.
if you want to get wealthy, just know wealth starts with investment and not working all your life. So take that with you when you go.
Take that with y'all. So listen, y'all. I cannot not talk about this. I'm so excited about this opportunity. So Chill Vibes Brunch with DJ Active and Raheem Devon. There is a tour happening that I am a part of. This little fan here, people hate to see me walking around with it, but this fan has gotten me on stages, people.
Absolutely.
And the tickets are on sale on Eventbrite, or you can go to the City Winery page. Please, please, please get your tickets. Come out and support. It's going to be a great time. I'm just pretty much getting paid to do what I do every time I come out the house to have a good time at a party. Now I'm getting paid to do it. So something like this is like, I'm an independent contractor now. I definitely have to think about my financial literacy and things like that when diving into being an independent contractor and going on tour and all this kind of stuff. So I'm so excited about this. I'll be in DC with these guys on the 29th of August. Then we'll be back here in the city at the City Winery downtown on the 31st. I'm doing some major things with these guys, Deej. Like, this is so exciting. Those of you who don't know, DJ Active is a big deal. He is Janet Jackson's DJ. And he hates when you give him his flowers. But this guy is a big deal. So I am going to also be in Atlanta with him for One Fest in October. And I got cordially invited to go to Vegas during Janet Jackson's residency in Vegas, September 9th. So I am just so excited to be a part of what DJ Active has going on. I'm blessed that he sees something in me that I can contribute to his chill vibes. So get your tickets, City Winery or Eventbrite. They start at $25 to $55. It's definitely going to be a great time. Deej is finalizing all the scenes to the movie.
Absolutely.
25 Years for Nothing, the Emmanuel Mannix Brown story. I am honored to be Mrs. Grant in this movie. I'm playing the federal prosecutor. So how's it feel, Deej, to be coming to the tail end of the movie?
We're almost done. It's been a long time. Well, I guess 2 years is about average for a film.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
I'm excited to get it done. Because I have like 3 other projects that's gonna be coming like right after that. So I'm excited to get this done. It's been a long time coming. The 30th is, well, it'll be our last full film day. We have like a couple little B scene things that we have to do after that, but the 30th of August will be our last day filming. So I'm excited to, get the project done, get it into editing, and get it out, and have you guys come to our red carpet premiere. Yes. Ching Ping, you guys, I will definitely be inviting you guys to the movie premiere. I'm excited. Yes, I'm excited. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm excited for the movie to come out. I'm excited for all the new projects.
We got some major things going on. This is what I love about our sisterhood. We motivate one another. We support each other's dreams, goals, and aspirations. There's so much going on in our worlds. If y'all need an event space, 52nd Street Lux Lounge. I am the managing this property, and I am in charge of all the bookings. So if you want to do your next workshop, any type of event, it has a rooftop. It's definitely a hidden gem right in West Philly on 51st and Walnut. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up via email, Nelly Floyo, that's FLOYO at Gmail. And then I can take care of you from there. Shout out to Toucan. Shellyano was the host. DJ Nizzy Nate for the open mic Sundays at Limitless Sunday. It was popping. It was Chick's birthday. Happy belated birthday, Chick. We love you. It was a vibe. It was definitely packed.
I missed
the
it.
Performances were awesome. Shout out to all the artists that performed. It was definitely a good time. Like I'm really excited for the Glockaware family as a whole. Like we all collectively have things going on, from clothing lines to podcasts to movies, and being an artist, actors. Like we literally are doing everything under this one umbrella called Glockaware.
Yes.
And I just love that for us. It's like you feel the energy. Like, and I'm not that everybody gets along, and we don't have to. It's like any family.
Right.
Everybody's not gonna always get along, but can't nobody come from the outside
Right.
and mess with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about none of that. Like, under this umbrella, we stick together. So I'm really, really proud of everybody. Shout out to Feisty. He has his comedy shows on Wednesdays at Illusions.
Yes.
I'm trying to just throw everybody out there.
Feisty is also in the film. He plays an FBI agent, so you'll see him. You'll see Feisty in the film. He'll be playing an FBI agent.
Philly Got Bars.
Yes.
September 6th. I will be there. I am a part of the team. Shout out to Lawanda, Real Mission Inc. That's going to be a vibe. Make sure, and it's a free event, so you just have to get your tickets on Eventbrite. That is a free event. There is a $4,000 cash prize to the winner of this rap battle. Absolutely. So it's money, real money at stake here. So I'm proud of her for that. It's a lot that goes into her throwing that event. And it is an anti-violence event that is partially funded by the city of Philadelphia. So she's really doing some major things, getting these grants and investing it and putting it back into the community. So shout out to Lawanda. I'm proud of you, girl. Who else has something going on?
That's what I was thinking. I'm trying to think.
It's a lot going on. Birds. We can't leave without talking about our birds. I'm hyped. All I can think about is the season start.
We can talk about our extra hour couple days.
And we are going to go back to being maybe an hour and a half or
no longer.
2 hours. But we got too much to talk about once football season starts. An hour is just not going to be enough. So we have to either go back to 2 hours or an hour and a half show, so we can really, really, like, I'm so excited, Deej. Like my hands start shaking. Like I get like, oh, like I want to bust out my shirt. Just thinking about the Eagles about to play again. Like, oh.
So if you can't tell, we're like super dope, big excited Eagles fans, and
so excited.
We were doing 2 hours. It was a lot of time. So we are sports lovers in a whole. And so,
but fanatics,
but the Eagles are
like
and so we really get into talking about the team and who's hurt and who's this, and we're excited. Well, we just got a new guy on our team.
We did.
His name is John Metchie the third. He played with Devonta Smith in
I heard
Alabama.
about him. Yeah,
so they were teammates. He came from the Texans, if I believe. And we got
I like that for us.
Draft pick.
That mean they already got chemistry.
Yes,
and they like each other.
And so Ringo got benched.
Who?
Ringo.
Oh.
I don't. He's not doing too well. I don't know.
Oh.
You know, I'm a little concerned about our defense. Not gonna lie. I am. I am a little on them sides. Those corners, they're not. They got burnt a lot.
Yeah.
During these preseason games.
Yeah. But that was our. That wasn't our main.
No, they were.
They was our
They
main
were supposed
guys.
to be. Yeah, because remember we let Slay go. We traded a lot of our defense that we played in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
God. Gone. So we have these new young guys. So Ringo was
they gotta
supposed to be.
They gotta get it together.
He didn't
That's
play.
that's the core of our team is our defense. That's the core.
They didn't look too good.
I can already imagine this energy we have. But I just want to hey, imagine we transform some of that energy into financial.
Oh my God,
we definitely will.
Listen,
we gotta get rent so we can pay for season tickets.
I'm not,
in the world.
I am fired up. I am fired up about this whole financial stuff.
And that's why I gotta get on the financial stuff because as much Eagles paraphernalia that I have, there's no way.
I need to live a pinky up lifestyle.
Yes.
So the only way that I'm going to be able to really live it the way I want to live
get our money right.
Get your money
3 months.
right.
So I believe that, Nelly, that we should absolutely, do what Xi Jinping did and start a 90-day, hold each other accountable.
Yes.
And no mood.
We said we was going to do it. Okay, no mood. No mood. No smoothies.
Moon Cafe. Have you guys ever been there?
Oh. No, we have not. Sorry.
Oh, it's a hidden gem.
It's like it's a Indian restaurant. Yeah. But he makes his smoothies are like nobody else's smoothies.
Hidden gem. I had a rose and cardamom smoothie. Real rose petals. Who puts real rose petals?
All
in your
organic
smoothie.
Things in his smoothies and the rose and cardamom is for your skin.
Nice.
But it tasted so good.
I instantly felt like my skin just went back 5 years.
So we might have to take no mood. We're gonna have to cut back because we really
need to
do this.
I'm with it though because
I need to do. I'm
tired of crying broke, feeling broke, claiming broke,
and don't have to
and being broke.
Yeah.
But the only way to fix, and I know better. I see people that have done it. I have been around some wealthy people who are very financially inclined. But I am aware of the discipline that it takes.
Yes.
But I can be disciplined in anything else.
Absolutely.
And some of the stuff that doesn't even serve my purpose.
Exactly.
So if I can be consistent with nonsense, I can be consistent with my future and and I have grown children, so for me it's a bigger picture.
And you want to get ready for your grandkids. My son
is 30. My daughter's 27.
Your son is 30?
Yeah, I'm
no way.
I'm Benjamin Button around here. My other son is 21 and my youngest is 18. So I'm done.
Oh my God, Nelly, I thought you were like 20.
Ew. Oh.
No way.
They say black don't be cracking and stuff.
Take a decade plus on
that. Yeah. So
goodness.
I really want to educate my children.
Absolutely.
My son is in the Navy. My other son works in the music, entertainment industry, lives in LA. I know his lifestyle is expensive. And I want to set my children up. And this is a great way to do it. It's a no-brainer. It really makes sense. And when you know better, you do better. So I don't want to just educate myself without passing the torch to my children as well. So I have to make sure that they understand the importance of doing this, especially with me even having my mom, taking care of my mom now and her not having insurance she's about to be 70 and she has dementia. So it's I have all of those things to consider. I do want to still be able to bury her appropriately if need be. So sure. Even as a child who is now taking care of their parents, we think we have time to do that. And you just don't know how life is going to, I didn't imagine that I would be taking my mom on as, and being her home care provider at this age.
That's right.
I thought I had more time. I thought maybe at least 5 times she's 80, 85.
Right.
This has been going on since her, early 60s.
Wow.
You know, so this is like you don't expect these curveballs,
That's
but
right.
I want to be prepared.
Absolutely.
You know, so I have more than just myself to think about. I have my 4 children. I don't have any grandchildren yet, and my mom. You know, so
I'm still wrapping around how you have a child who's 30 is a, I mean an adult child who's like 30 years old. Well, I want to extend my offer now that we're all so excited about it. For the first 10 people who emails Nelly, I think it's easier for people to find Nelly than me at this moment because it's my first time. But if first 10 people who reaches out to Nelly will get this book. You can send us your address. We will ship it to you, or you come by our offices and we will hand deliver to you. Whatever the case is, but our goal is create financial awareness.
So the first 10 people,
First 10
get that book.
people,
Let me see.
inbox
This book
me on
let me give it to
Instagram,
show it to my
or you can
TikTok
email
followers.
me.
Hold on.
At Nelly, Nelly,
All right,
F as in
TikTok
Frank,
followers.
LOYO at
Inbox
Gmail.
me if you guys want a copy of this book.
All right.
It's called
So-
Saving for Your Future. It's all about finances, getting your financial selves in order. So,
Girl, get over here. We still on air.
I know, but I want my TikTok people looking, they can't see. That's where a lot of my people are watching.
Shout out to
this from.
TikTok.
Yeah, a lot of my followers
We are
on
definitely
TikTok.
trying to grow our following. Deej put me on to that as another, like, you know, we're trying to be get our sponsorships
Yeah, we want to
going
get them
on,
around
you
because
know?
I always have lots of
Growing
views
this
over there, like
podcast.
500, 600.
We've been at this for 3 years. We
Yes.
are going to celebrate the 3-year anniversary of Think Outside the Box next Wednesday. The anniversary was actually the 8th. And I'm just like, dang, time flies. Like, I love doing this show. It's crazy how it has evolved.
Yes.
The different co-hosts that I've had, even starting it by myself, sitting up here for an hour, just pouring my heart out and telling people all my business. I was telling people all my business. People were literally tuned in just to see what business I was going to put out there next.
Absolutely.
I was like the Taylor Swift of podcasting. You hurt my feelings. I'm talking about you on air, and I didn't care. But I'm grateful that I have you now, Deej. You know, just the plans that we have for this show moving forward, the things that we want to do, just the ideas. Like, listen, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Think Outside the Box is definitely going to continue to grow. We have some cool ideas and things we want to incorporate into our new season coming up. I think that's about all the time we have.
And I wanted to leave you guys with something because something came across my timeline this morning, and it was a gentleman I listened to. He's a motivational speaker, and he said something to the effect of, a plum tree doesn't eat itself. Only thing a plum tree does is receive water. The plums on the tree are for those that walk by to grab the plums and eat. So when we give you information, it is not for us. It is for us, but it is more for you to take the fruits that we give. And that is what we should be doing from each and every one of us, from each other, if we're giving out positive fruit. You know, and I thought that was such a such a good parable because you never think about it. Like, and he's right. The plums don't eat the plums, but the plums and the fruit is there for us to take the fruit and get the nourishment from. So that I hope that everyone is taking the fruit, and I hope that you receive what Ching Ping shared with us today. She was so gracious to come and give us so much information. I hope you take what we gave, accept it, reach out to us, reach out to me, and reach out to Nelly, reach out to Ching Ping, and we will be glad to help you get your finances in order and start you on your way to a better future.
Yes. Thank y'all, man. This was an awesome show. Make sure you download the Glockaware app. Stay tuned to all the other shows that are going to be on our platform. If you haven't downloaded the app by now, I don't even know what you're doing.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? All right, it's Wednesday. You got Paulie and the gang later on tonight. And then you have Chick with, what's this, Thursday. So you have Loudmouth Podcast tomorrow, and you also have the big show, the Glockaware Radio Show, Thursday night, and then you have Fridays, and Hip Hop on Deck Radio. So make sure y'all stay tuned in to everything we got going on the Glockaware platform. The Light and Me honor